Hey everyone, welcome back to our YouTube channel Code and Create. Today we're going to build a 5-star rating system using the latest React 19 and Tailwind CSS 4. These are the newest versions packed with exciting features that make building modern web applications smoother than ever. We've all seen rating systems like this on almost every website, from e-commerce stores and booking platforms to review sites and apps. By the end of this video, you will have a solid understanding of how to create one yourself with full and half-star functionality, responsive design, and clean modern code. If you are new here, I'm George, and I run this channel together with my friend Lasha. We've been teaching web development for several years on different popular platforms, and now we're bringing that experience to YouTube. We provide premium quality content for free, so if you enjoyed this video, make sure to check out our other tutorials as well. Now, before we jump into the code, let me quickly show you what we will be building. Here is our 5-star rating system in action. We have 5 interactive stars, and each one is clickable. What's really cool is that we are not just adding full star ratings, we are also implementing half-star ratings. So if you click on the left half of a star, it fills halfway, and if you click on the right half, it fills completely. As you can see, the rating number below updates dynamically, reflecting the exact rating selected. We'll also make sure the layout is fully responsive so it looks great on any screen size, whether it is a mobile device, tablet or desktop. Plus, we are using Tailwind CSS 4, which comes with some awesome new features that make our styling faster and easier than ever. We have released 2 comprehensive videos about Tailwind CSS 4, where we cover all the new features, installation methods, and even how to upgrade your project from Tailwind 3 to Tailwind 4. So if you're interested, make sure to check them out. By the end of this project, you will not only have a fully functional rating system, but also a deeper understanding of how to manage state in React, use dynamic class rendering, and build responsive components with Tailwind CSS. This project is perfect for anyone looking to improve their React skills, and it's something you can easily integrate into your own projects. Alright, now that we've seen what we are building, let's dive into the code. I have started by creating a new folder on my desktop where we will be building this project from scratch. I'm going to open it in VS Code. Once we have the project open in VS Code, the first thing we need is a terminal. If you don't see the terminal at the bottom, you can open it manually by going to View and select Terminal, or simply pressing Ctrl plus backticks on Windows and CMD on Mac OS. Before we go any further, we need to make sure Node.js is installed on our machine. Why is Node.js so important? Well, it comes with npm, Node Package Manager, which we will use to install all the dependencies and manage our project. To check if Node.js is installed, we can simply run the command node-v. If you see a version number pop up, that means Node.js is installed and ready to go. If you don't see a version number, you will need to install Node.js from the official website, download the installer, and just follow the instructions there. For this project, we're going to use Vite to set up our React application. Vite is a modern build tool that is incredibly fast and efficient. It offers lightning-fast development and hot module replacement, making it a perfect choice for React projects. If you want to learn more, check out the official Vite website. So let's go back to the VS Code and run this command in the terminal to create our React project. We need npm create Vite at latest. Then we need the name of the project, which is going to be rating system app. Then we need dash template and React. So here, npm create Vite at latest tells npm to use the latest version of Vite to create our project. Next we have the name of our project, and then we have template React. It specifies that we want to use the React template provided by Vite. Once you run the command, Vite will guide you through the setup. It will ask you to select framework. In this case we need React, and then select JavaScript. After the project is created, we need to move into our project directory. We have to run cd rating system app This command changes our current directory to the project folder, so all of the following commands will run inside our project. As I already said, we're going to use the latest version of Tailwind CSS, version 4, which brings some awesome new features. So let's head over to the Tailwind CSS website and go to the installation section. Since we're using Vite, we'll follow the instructions specific to Vite projects. So we have to run this command to install Tailwind. So the Tailwind CSS is installed. Since the latest version, version 4, has introduced the CSS-based configuration, it no longer generates a tailwind.config.js file by default. So we will configure it directly in our Vite config file. If we go back to the Tailwind's website, we'll find here the import statement, which we need to copy and paste it here. And also we have to add Tailwind CSS inside here, right next to the React. Next we have to open index.css file. I'm going to clear it out. And we have to import Tailwind CSS. So unlike older versions, Tailwind 4 doesn't require Tailwind base, Tailwind components, or Tailwind utilities. This single import does it all. Before we move on, let's install the Tailwind CSS IntelliSense extension in VS Code. It provides autocomplete suggestions for Tailwind classes, syntax highlighting, and real-time class validation, making it easier and faster to write Tailwind code without constantly referring to documentation. To install it, let's open Extensions Manager and search for Tailwind CSS. I have already installed this extension, so let's go ahead and click Install. Regarding this extension, there is a small issue. In order to use this extension, we still need to have a Tailwind config file. Since Tailwind 4 is still very new, I believe that in the future, we won't need this extra config file for IntelliSense to work, but for now, we must have it even if it's empty. So I'm going to create manually tailwind.config.js file. Alright, so finally let's run our project to make sure everything is working. In the terminal, I'm going to type npm run dev. This will start the Vite development server and generate a local URL. To open it, hold Alt on Windows or Option on Mac and click the link. If everything is set up correctly, we should now see the default React welcome screen in the browser. I'm going to close those tabs, and then I'm going to arrange our editor and browser side by side so we can easily switch between them as we start building the project. I'm going to place the editor like so. Now let's go ahead and remove unnecessary files to keep our project clean. I'm going to get rid of this SVG icon. Then I'm going to delete assets folder at all. Also, we don't need app.css file. Let's delete it. Then I'm going to open index.html file. I'm going to delete this file icon and also change the title of the project. It's going to be rating system app. Next, open app.jsx file, clear it, and create a basic React component using the RAFCE shortcut. If you have the ES7 React Redux snippets extension installed, it will automatically generate a React functional component. If you don't have this extension, then go to the Extensions Manager and search for ES7 React, and you will find here this extension, ES7 React Redux GraphQL React Native Snippets. Let's go ahead and install this extension. Alright, so throughout this project we will use one of the Google fonts. So to bring in the link for the font, let's go to the browser and search for Google Fonts. Go to the website. I'm going to search for font called Canit. Let's click here, then click Get Fonts. Then we need Get Embed Code. Copy those links. Open index.html file and paste the links in the head element. Now we need to apply a custom font across our project using new CSS-based configuration introduced in Tailwind CSS version 4. Instead of using a JavaScript config file, we can directly write our configuration in CSS. I'm going to open index.css file. And here I'm going to use theme directive. Then we have to add here a CSS variable. It's going to be font canit. Let's add here canit sans serif. So here theme is a new feature in Tailwind 4 that lets us define CSS variables for our design tokens. We're creating a variable called font canit and assigning the Google font canit to it. Next, we have to define font canit class, and we have to insert here font family with the variable font canit. So this creates a custom utility class named font canit. Whenever we use this class in our project, Tailwind will apply the canit font. We are using here var keyword to reference the variable we defined earlier, ensuring reusability across our styles. Next, let's add icons to our project using box icons, a popular icon library. I'm going to go to the browser and search for box icons. So this is the official website of box icons library. We have to click usage, then import the CSS, and we have to grab this link from here. Go back to the index.html file and paste the link here. Alright, now that our project is all set up, let's move on to creating the actual JSX structure for our 5-star rating system. This is where we start building the core of our project, and I'll walk you through every step to make sure it's clear and easy to follow. In the src folder, I'm going to create new folder, which is going to be components. And inside here, I'm going to create new file, rating.jsx. Then I'm going to create a new React component using RAFCE shortcut. Then let's head over to app.jsx file. Actually, I'm going to close these files. We don't need them. So let's go to the app.jsx file and import rating. Actually, you might be wondering, where do I get those auto completions? And actually, it is a GitHub Copilot and AI that is integrated in the VS Code. Alright, so now, once we imported the rating component, we have to nest it here. We need rating. Now, if we go to the browser, we should see the text rating displayed on the screen, confirming that our component is set up correctly and integrated into the main app. Now that we have our rating component integrated, let's make a small but important change, setting the font family for our entire app. We use Tailwind CSS Force CSS-based configuration to define the canit font family from Google Fonts, and it means that we can easily apply our custom font throughout the project. Let's go to the app.jsx file, add a class name to the development, and add here font canit. If we go back to the browser, you'll see that the font of the text is changed. Alright, now let's go ahead and add some JSX to the rating component. I'm going to add some classes to the wrapper development. First of all, we need display flags. Then we have to center the content using justify center and item center. Also, I'm going to define minimum height, which is going to be screen. Screen means that we set minimum height to 100 viewport height. And then I'm going to change the background. Let's use red, 50. Next, I'm going to get rid of this text, open developments, and inside here we need h2 heading element with the text star rating. Let's go to the browser. So as you can see, the styles are applied to the wrapper development, and also the content is placed in the center of the page. Next, I'm going to add some classes to the development. We need background. In this case, I'm going to use an arbitrary value. The color is going to be F5 FFBE. Then we need rounded XL. Also, I'm going to add some shadow to the element. The size of the shadow is going to be XL. Then we need text center. And now I'm going to use padding 6. Now I'm going to add here responsive breakpoints, and then I will explain what we're doing here. So we need SM P equal to 10. Then we need MD breakpoint. The padding is going to be 14. And then we need LG with padding 18. So these classes control the padding at different screen sizes, making our design responsive. Here is how they work. P6 adds a base padding of 24 pixels on all sides for small screens and above. Then we have SM padding 10. When the screen width is 640 pixels or more, the padding increases to 40 pixels. Next we have MD padding 14. For screens 768 pixels and up, the padding becomes 56 pixels. And finally we have LG P18. On large screens, I mean 1024 pixels and above, the padding increases to 72 pixels. So as the screen size grows, the padding adjusts automatically, keeping our layout looking good on all devices. Now let's go ahead and check the browser. You can see the element is placed in the center, and also you see that the padding is applied as expected. If I shrink the window, you will see the padding smoothly decreases at each breakpoint, ensuring our design remains consistent and responsive across all screen sizes. Alright, next let's take care of the heading. I'm going to add some classes to the H2 heading elements. So we need here text 5XL, and then again add responsive breakpoints. We need SM text 6XL. Next we need MD text 7XL, and then we need LG. Text is going to be 8XL. Let's make font bold. Then change the color of the text. It's going to be gray 600. Then we need margin at the bottom equal to 4. And then we need SM breakpoint, where margin bottom is going to be 6. Let's go to the browser. So now we have much better results. Let's shrink again the window. So as you can see, the box is responsive, and also the text, I mean the heading element, is responsive as well. Alright, so everything works perfectly. Next, let's move on to displaying the stars on the page. First, we need to wrap our stars in a div container that will handle the layout and spacing. So inside here, I'm going to open div elements and add here some classes. We need flex, then justify center. Next, we need margin bottom equal to 4. And I'm going to create some gap equal to 1. And then we need SM breakpoint. The gap is going to be 2. So this code uses Flexbox to align the stars, centers them horizontally, adds a bottom margin, and creates a small gap between each star that increases slightly on larger screens. Now, to display the stars, we'll create a new component called star. Let's head over to our components folder, create new file, star.jsx. Then inside here, create new React component using RAFCE shortcuts. Next, we need to go back to the rating, import newly created star, and then nest it inside this development. So this will render a single star on the page, and we will build on this in the next steps to create our full 5-star rating system. Now let's continue building our rating system by adding the star icon. We'll go back to the star.jsx file, and inside the div elements, I'm going to add an actual star icon using box icons. So here we need I elements with the classes bx, bxs, star. Then we need text 5xl. We need here the responsive breakpoints. So I'm going to add sm text 7xl, then md text 8xl, and then we need LG breakpoint, text 9xl. Also, I'm going to change the color. Let's use here green, 400. So this creates a star icon with different sizes for various screen widths, making it responsive. Let's go to the browser. So we don't see here any stars. Let's go back to the VS Code. We are missing here a dash. Also, we need here text. Now it should work. So here we go. As you can see, we have 1 star displayed on the page. If we go back to rating.jsx file and duplicate this component 4 times, we will have here 5 stars. Of course, this is not the ideal way to do it, since it's hard-coded, but for now, let's leave it as it is while we focus on building the core functionality. Next, we need to display the actual rating number below the stars. So let's go ahead and add paragraph right after these developments. Let's add to the paragraph some classes. We need text 3xl. Then we need here sm, text 4xl. Next we need empty, text 5xl. Then I'm going to add here lg, text 6xl. Also we need fonts to be medium. And then change the color. Let's use here text gray, 600. As for the content, actually we don't need this space here, so let's remove space and then add the content 5 out of 5. Let's go to the browser. So this shows the current rating in large readable text, and just like our stars, it's also responsive. If we shrink the window, you will see that everything is responsive. Alright, so now that we have our basic layout ready, it's time to bring our stars to life by making them interactive. In this part, we're going to implement full star ratings first, meaning users will be able to click on any star to give a rating from 1 to 5, and after that, we'll enhance it by adding half star functionality to make the rating system even more precise. So let's start with full stars step by step. First, we need to manage the rating state in our rating.jsx component. This state will store the user's selected rating and update it when they click on a star. So let's create new state variable. It's going to be rating. Then we need set rating function. Actually, let's get rid of react and then import useState here. So this line creates a state variable rating with an initial value of 0. Every time we want to change the rating, we'll use the set rating function, and React will automatically re-render the component with the updated value. Now that we have our state ready, let's render the stars dynamically instead of hard coding them one by one. We'll use array.from to generate 5 stars inside the div that holds our stars. So I'm going to get rid of those stars from here. Then I'm going to open curly braces and insert here array.from. Then inside here, I'm going to open curly braces. We need length to be 5. Then we need function with 2 parameters. The first one is going to be underscore. Then we need index. And here I'm going to return the star component. Let's add it here. Next we need to add here key, which is going to be equal to index. And I'm going to add here 3 different props. The first one is going to be index with the value index. Then we need rating with rating. And finally we need set rating, the updater function with the value set rating. Alright, so let me break this down. Array.from with length 5 creates an array with 5 items because we need 5 stars. Then we have the second parameter, the callback function. It is a function where index represents the current item's position. starting from 0. In this function, the underscore is a placeholder for the first parameter, which we don't need here, so we ignore it. That's why we use here an underscore. For each star, we are rendering the star component, giving it a unique key, which React needs to keep track of each item, and passing 3 props. Index, to know which star it is, rating, the current rating state, and setRating, the function, to update the rating when clicked. This way, all 5 stars are rendered dynamically and each one knows its position, the current rating, and how to update the rating when clicked. So, if we go to the browser, we still have here 5 ratings. Now let's go to star.jsx file and handle the click events. We need to let each star know when it's clicked and how to update the rating accordingly. First, we will accept the index, rating, and setRating props in the function. We need here index, rating, and setRating. So again, we are passing here index to know which star we are dealing with, rating to compare and decide whether to fill the star or not, and setRating to update the rating when the star is clicked. Now, let's add a click handler function that will update the rating state when a star is clicked. So we need here to create a new function, handle click. And inside here we have to update rating using setRating. And we need index plus 1. So here's what's happening. Index starts from 0, but our rating scale is from 1 to 5. So when a star is clicked, we add 1 to the index to match our rating scale. For example, clicking the first star sets the rating to 1, the second star sets it to 2, and so on. Finally, let's add an onClick event handler to the star icon and attach handleClick function to it. We need onClick, and we have to pass here handleClick. Now, in the class name, we have to dynamically decide which icon to show. If the current rating is greater than or equal to the index plus 1, meaning the star's position is less than or equal to the current rating, we show a filled star. I mean, star with the class name bx_as star. Otherwise, we show an empty star and we use class bx_star. So we have to modify the class name of the I element. I'm going to cut these class names. Then instead of quotes, we need curly braces with template literals. I'm going to paste back the classes. Then here we have to add $sign with curly braces, and I'm going to add here a condition, rating greater than or equal to index plus 1, followed by a ternary operator. So if this condition is true, then we need class bx_as star. If it is false, we need bx_star. And we have to get rid of this class name from here. Alright, lastly, let's go back to the rating.jsx file. And instead of this hard-coded 5, let's insert here rating. So let's go to the browser and see the results. Right now we have 5 stars displayed. And when we click on any star, the rating updates instantly with the correct number shown below. So let's go ahead and quickly test clicking other stars as well. So as you can see, everything works perfectly. Alright, so now that we have our full star rating system working, it's time to add half-star functionality for more precise ratings. This means users can select ratings like 3.5 or 4.5 out of 5, making the system much more versatile. We'll go step by step explaining every change we make, so let's go ahead and dive in. First, let's head over to the rating.jsx file. Our goal here is to handle both full and half-star ratings. To achieve this, we need to define a function that calculates the rating based on whether the user clicks the left or right half of the star. So let's create a function and call it handleRating. I'm going to pass here 2 parameters, star index, and then is left half. Inside this function, I'm going to create a new variable, which is going to be new rating, and it should be equal to is left half. So the copilot suggests the entire conditional statement, and actually it is correct. So let's use it. After that, we need set rating with new rating. All right, so let's break down what's happening here. Handle rating is our new function that calculates the rating based on where the user clicks. Star index represents the position of the star that was clicked starting from 0. Next we have is left half. It is a boolean that tells us if the user clicked on the left half of the star. If it is true, we add 0.5 to the index to represent a half star rating. If it is false, we add 1 to represent a full star. Finally, we call set rating with the new rating value, which updates our state and triggers a re-render. Now that we have our handle rating function, we need to pass it down to our star components. We need to replace set rating updater function with our new function. So let's get rid of this from here and insert here on rating change. And we need here handle rating. All right, now that our rating component is updated, let's move to our start.jsx file and implement the half star logic. We don't need set rating anymore here in the function because we are using on rating change instead. So let's get rid of it and insert here on rating change. This ensures that our star component receives the correct props. Next, we need to create two click handlers for the left and right halves of the star. Right now we have the handle click function, which we no longer need here, so we'll remove this function at all. And then create new function. Let's call it handle left click. So we need here an arrow function, and then we have to return on rating change, and we need index and true. Let's duplicate this line of code. We need handle right click, and instead of true we need here false. Alright, so here is what these functions do. The first function, handle left click, calls on rating change with index and true, meaning the left half was clicked, so we add 0.5 to the rating. Next we have handle right click function, this function here. It calls on rating change with index and false, meaning the right half was clicked, so we add 1 to the rating. Next we need to create 3 new variables that will help us determine which type of star to display: a full star, a half star, or an empty star. These variables are crucial because our rating system needs to dynamically adjust the star icons based on the current rating value. First, we'll create a variable to check if a star should be fully filled. So we need new variable, and it's going to be is full star. It should be equal to rating greater than or equal to index plus 1. It is correct. So here rating is our current rating state, which updates whenever we click a star. Then we have index plus 1. It represents the position of the current star, starting from 1 instead of 0, because the first star is at index 0, but a rating of 1 means 1 full star. We use here greater than or equal operator to check if the current rating is greater than or equal to this star's position. If the rating is, for example, 4, then all stars with an index less than 3 will be filled. This variable will be true for all stars that need to be fully highlighted. Next, we'll create a variable to check if a star should be half filled. So we need here variable. Actually, I think this suggestion is correct. So the variable name is half star, and we have here rating greater than or equal to index plus 0.5 and rating is less than index plus 1. So this one is slightly more complex, so let's break it down. The condition rating is greater than or equal to index plus 0.5 checks if the current rating is at least half a star above this star's index. For example, if the rating is 3.5, this condition will be true for the star at index 2 because 2 plus 0.5 is 2.5 and 3.5 is greater than 2.5. Next we have rating is less than index plus 1. It ensures that the rating is still less than the full star value for this index. So if the rating is 3.5, it's still less than 4, meaning we shouldn't display a full star here, just a half star. By combining these two conditions with the AND operator, we ensure that only the correct star is displayed as a half-filled star. Finally, we need to decide which icon to show based on these two conditions. So we create another variable, and it's going to be star class. We need here is full star. Let's use this suggestion because it's actually correct. So let me explain what's going on here. We use here a ternary operator. First we check is full star. If it is true, we assign bxs star, which is the class for a fully filled star. If is full star is false, we move to the next condition, which is half star. If this is true, we assign bxs star half, which is the class for a half-filled star. Finally, if both conditions are false, meaning the current rating doesn't reach this star at all, we assign bx star, which is the class for an empty star. Alright, so after that, we have to insert star class instead of this statement. It is our dynamically generated class that we created here. Depending on the current rating, star class will be either bxs star half, or bx star. This dynamic approach ensures that each star updates automatically when the rating changes. Now let's make our stars interactive by adding two buttons for each star, one for the left half and one for the right half. After iElements, I'm going to create button with the classes absolute, position absolute. Then we need top 0, left 0. The width is going to be 50%. Then we need height full, 100%. Also, I'm going to add cursor, pointer. And finally, to make things clear, I'm going to add temporary background color. Let's use red, 500, and the opacity, let's say 60%. Actually, we don't need here any content, so I'm going to make this button self-closing. Then I'm going to duplicate button. Instead of left position, we need here right position. And then I'm going to change the opacity. Let's make it 80. Now, for the first button, we need onClick event handler, where we have to call handle left click function. And then for the second button, we need again onClick event handler, and we have to pass here handle right click function. So we need two buttons because we want users to click either the left side of a star for a half star rating or the right side for a full star rating. Both buttons are absolutely positioned inside the stars div, meaning they sit on top of the icon without affecting its layout. Actually, here we need position relative for the parent elements in order to position buttons according to the parent element. Let's go to the browser. Actually, something's wrong here. Let's inspect the page. Go to the console tab. So we have reference error. Handle click is not defined. Actually, we no longer need this event handler here. Let's get rid of it. Okay, so now we have here our stars and the buttons. Each star has two buttons. The first button covers the left half of the star. The second button covers the right half. I've also added background color to make the clickable areas clearly visible during development. These colors are semi-transparent, making it easy to see how the buttons cover each half of the star. Now let's go ahead and click the stars. So as you can see, we have here half star functionality and everything works perfectly. Let's get rid of those background colors. Let's check again the results. Okay, so everything works perfectly. And actually with the project, we are done. Alright, that's it. We've successfully built a 5-star rating system from scratch using React 19 and Tailwind CSS4. We created dynamic and responsive components and implemented full and half-star functionality. Now you have a fully functional rating system that you can integrate into any of your projects, whether it is an e-commerce site, a blog, or any app that needs user ratings. Also, the project is responsive and it looks perfectly on different screen sizes. Alright, so if you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of our upcoming videos. We'd also love to hear from you. Drop a comment below to let us know your thoughts or what you'd like to see next. Thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next video.